Yo, what's up, guys? We got college football starting in 30 minutes. So we got the first game, and then we got Oregon, Washington starting in an hour and a half. So we might as well find some bets. You can see lines overall. The market's been moving towards Oregon. No respect for Washington, but honestly, let's kind of zone in on some value. Let's play some bets. So I've explained this before, but really the way I view sports betting is there's millions of different bets you can place every single day, right? Like you go to DraftKings Sportsbook, there is limitless stuff you can bet. There's all these games, all these totals, player props, alternate totals, TD scores, NBA. Like there's limitless things you can bet. Like what you want to do is you want to zone in on okay, which of these plays actually have value? Where is their value in the market? On PrizePicks, whatever sports books you use. And I'm going to focus on the main books, kind of available everywhere in this live stream. So Fliff, for example, is a sports book legal in a bunch of states. Ooh, so you can see too, it's like some of the odds just moved from plus 105 to plus 100. So you got to move quickly to get in on some of the best betting opportunities. But anyways, why don't we start here? Iowa State versus DePaul. Right? So you can see here, Pinnacle, right? They have a 25-cent spread in their market, plus 106, minus 131. So what you can do is you can just remove the VIG. Pinnacle is known to be the smartest, the sharpest bookmaker. So they have the under at plus 106, right? They have the over at minus 131. So you remove the VIG, right? That's how books make money, the spread, the VIG. You remove the spread, the true odds, the no VIG odds, fair odds, true odds. Why is my computer lagging with the VIG removed is plus 116. We're getting plus 130. We're getting above fair odds. So that seems like a great play to go with. So anyways, let's just go here. And let's go to Iowa State versus DePaul. And we want to take the under 133.5. So what's cool about these books is there are alternate totals. Under 136.5, that's not what we want. We want under 133.5 at plus 130. So this is what we want to lock in. That'll be our first bet of the day. $250 on Fliff, 3.84% profit margin. And let's go over to PrizePicks as well. So again, PrizePicks has a promo under the promos tab if you haven't already bet it, a protected play, where basically your first flex play of the day is risk-free up to $20. So you lose, you get your money back. I mean, what's better than that? We already locked in a play for that, though. So anyways, what we can do is we can kind of look for some PrizePicks plays, some Underdog Fantasy plays. We'll kind of see what's out there. So let's go here. Let's go to Underdog Fantasy as well. And let's just kind of see where the value is in the market. Some people have asked me, how many bets should I be placing a day? It honestly depends how much opportunity there is. Sometimes there's a bunch of good bets. There's a lot of sports going on, a lot of esports, a lot of, football. It just depends on the given day. But anyways, let's try to move quickly and lock in an Underdog Fantasy play because it does look like there's some opportunity. So where do we want to start? So the first play is Coleman over 3.5 receptions. So again, the way that Underdog Fantasy works, and we can just kind of we got a flash sale on Tobias Harris. Did I miss it? So let's refresh this. Are they going to let me bet it? We'll take a look. I mean, I may try to move. Okay, we got 8 minutes left. So you can see they're discounting Tobias Harris, 7 PRAs. That's a big deal, right? 7 PRAs. I mean, you can actually just look at a sports book, and it's a big change in the odds. So if we go to the 76ers game, whoa, there's actually more NBA tonight than I thought. We got 76ers Celtics. How are the 76ers a plus 360 underdog? I don't know. Someone's got to not be playing. But anyways, is if you go to Tobias Harris, they don't have alternates up, but his PRA line is 30.5. So getting him at 20.5, I mean, 33% off. That's a no-brainer. Kind of how you can think about it is if you could buy a stock at a 33% discount, that's a no-brainer, right? Buying Facebook at $200, you go sell it in the market at $300. But anyways, the first play we got is Coleman over 3.5 receptions. that's the first play at least I'm going to pair with this Tobias Harris play. So if we go to the FSU game, and let me switch this to New Jersey. So New Jersey allows betting on college football player props. So even though I'm not in New Jersey, it's useful to like look at the odds. So tomorrow I have Louisville. I'm on Louisville. If you were curious, I got them plus 126. Now they're down to only plus 100. Lines have been ripping towards Louisville. It's actually quite interesting. But if you look at Coleman, right, like his receptions line, he's a big favorite. Minus 160 favorite on FanDuel to go over 3.5 receptions. And again, the way that Underdog works is like you take the over, you take the under. It doesn't matter. You always get the same payout. Fixed payout platform. And, you know, even if you don't use FanDuel, you know, it's $1 billion company. They got pretty good models. They're taking bets, moving around their lines based on where action's coming in. It's pretty clear that, like, you know, he's a big favorite to go over 3.5 receptions. So that's the play we want to be on Underdog Fantasy. Underdog gives you the same payout if you take his over or his under. So we want to take the over because that's what FanDuel has heavily favored. But anyways, this line movement in the Louisville game has been crazy, right? So you can see here, you know, they've gone from plus 300, right? Obviously, Florida State's had some injuries. Plus 300 down to plus 100. They even went down to minus 104 on FanDuel. So that is some crazy line movement in this game. I mean, plus 180 on Caesars. They opened it a little later. So lines have just been straight ripping towards Louisville. Some of that's injuries, and then maybe it's just the market, you know, believes that Louisville isn't actually that big of an underdog to win. So all the sharp action, an unbalanced amount of action coming in on Louisville, you know, kind of pushing lines, pushing the books to move lines towards Louisville. You know, this is a market at the end of the day. Like, books move lines in reaction to the bets coming in. So anyways, where do we want to start? So the next play we can go with, so we can make a little college football slip right here if we want to. I mean, I already got a lot of bets for this game, and this is only a $10 max bet size promo. Man, Keenan Allen under 8.5 receptions. There's actually a lot of bets. So we can go to blue over 30.5 rushing yards. So we can take a look at this play. And then this is what I'm going to lock in, though. So Keenan Allen under 8.5. So we got a little 5-pick parlay. You can see it right here. This is what I'm going to lock in for the Underdog promo. And, you know, let's just lock it in. You know, don't want any of these lines to move. So here's what I locked in. Hopefully you can see it. And again, these promos, like, it's the easiest value you're going to get as a sports bettor. Like PrizePicks, it's like literally on Friday. This is a risk-free bet. You know, you lose, you get your money back. What's better than that? Just like when you sign up for a sports book, most of these books have $100 deposit matches. ParlayPlay, it looks like they have a 20% deposit bonus right now. I put in $250, they give me $50 for free. Like, you know, taking advantage of these easy money promos is super useful. But anyways, right, so if we look at, you know, Jaden Blue, just as a simple example, let's kind of take a look at his rushing yards line. And if we take a look at him, it's like, okay, like PrizePicks has the line at 35.5, FanDuel 35.5. You know, so even if you only use Underdog, you know, just kind of using data to your advantage to find sharp bets, sharp plays on Underdog Fantasy. So there we go. We got to play. And we got some good starts too. So, you know, the promo, you can only play for $10. Underdog Fantasy has some weird betting limits on me. Sometimes they let me bet 100, sometimes it's only 20. But anyways, here's what we went with. 5 picks with value, right? Trying to zone in out of all the shit you can bet on Underdog Fantasy. You know, they got thousands and thousands and thousands of lines up, right? Like, we want to zone in, like, okay, like, where are the plays? All these books set lines independently. Like, yo, where are these plays that actually have an edge? And we got some big games tonight. So what we can do is we can look for some bets on PrizePicks. We can also place some bets on Fliff. So we already got one bet on Fliff. But hey, whoa. So look at this. I mean, lines have just been ripping lower in the Grizzlies Mavericks game. I'm not sure. Sometimes it's just like injuries, lineup changes. I mean, a lot of, you know, all this news is moving around. Just like if, you know, a company has fraud or something like that, that'll affect the company's valuation, the stock price. It's the same thing here. Like as all this injury news comes out, that's going to move around NBA lines. So if you take a look, I mean, this is crazy, right? Like books are just straight up ripping odds towards the under. You can also like, I'll switch my state to another state just so I can see all the books. And I mean, long story short, let's just lock this in. So let's go here, and then we want to go here to the Grizzlies game where lines are moving. And, it's pretty simple. Like a lot of people, it's like yesterday, I think on the live stream, we placed probably like 15 bets total. So we want to go with the under 226 at plus 100. Where is this? So under 226 at plus 100. Okay. So also this doesn't make any sense. I mean, if you look at their odds, clearly they're like screwing up here, right? Let me make sure this is sharing my screen. We are sharing my screen. They're giving you better odds on the under. So you can see they just moved it to minus 105. We just got plus 100. So again, these great bets don't last forever, but this doesn't make any sense. Minus 110, then it goes to minus 110, then it goes like, they should be giving you worse odds, right, on the under 226 compared to the under 225 half, right? Like it's easier to win under 226 as opposed to under 225 half. Like you see the odds progressively getting worse, minus 150, minus 170. Like what are they doing here where it goes minus 110, or it went minus 110 plus 100? Anyways, long story short, you get the point. Like clearly they're screwing up there. And that's what we want to zone in on, right? We want to find the soft spots on sports books. And really, I just follow the data every single day on these live streams. You place a shit ton of bets. Hopefully we see a lot of green. And we've had a lot of green recently, at least on these straight bets from the live streams. And, not every bet's going to win, but when you're placing bets with an edge, you're going to win long term. So this play still looks good, but, let's there's actually some other plays in this game that we could, so you can see minus 115 to minus 120. So some of the values going away, but it looks like in general, lines are, kind of crashing lower in this Grizzlies game. The under 224 on Pinnacle, the sharpest book, is down from plus 126 to plus 103. So lines are moving towards the under. Maybe there's injuries, lineups, or maybe it's just sharp action. All of the sharp bettors, as we get closer to game time, are hammering the under, moving lines towards the under. Everything is reflected in the market. That's why, whoa. So let's take a look at this. Derek White, under 4.5 assists. Looks like lines are kind of flying around here, so we can see. Is there any news in the Celtics game? I don't know. But anyways, it's like, okay, let's kind of see if there's any more sports books that have odds posted on this game. And then we can kind of go over to PrizePicks. So Derek White, under 4.5 assists. I don't know. Looks like lines are kind of flying around here. But anyways, we'll go back here and let's just kind of let the market kind of balance out. Like what is happening here? It looks like lines are just flying around. FanDuel was plus 104 on his under, plus 106 on his under an hour ago. Now they're down to minus 205. So his under is just getting fucking hammered. So it's like, is there any lineup news in the Celtics game or, I don't know. So maybe because Jaden Springer, I don't know. Maybe it's something to do with matchups. If Jaden Springer is going to be playing, Derek White's going to be playing less. I'm not exactly sure, right? But again, that's what's great about market data, right? Everything is ultimately baked into the market. Lineups, injuries, weather, it's all baked into the prices. Just like if Facebook, if they make a lot of money, if they release a new product that's doing well, that's baked into the company valuation, the stock price. There's investors every day who wake up and think about, oh, is Facebook too valuable or not valuable enough? But anyways, let's go here. And what we can do is we can go to the NBA and, we'll try to move quickly on some of these, but under 227, minus 250. So Fliff only has a max bet size of $250. And I guess I already bet this earlier today, maybe. Yeah, I did. I bet the under 227 at minus 105. So we're definitely beating the closing line, considering now all other books, including Pinnacle, have this around minus 137. So it's like, okay, like, this play we already locked in on the previous live stream. I mean, lines have just been ripping towards Precious's under. I mean, straight drop, right? Minus 200 favorite to go under now. But anyways, let's go to PrizePicks for a sec. Let's see if there's anything on PrizePicks we want to go with. And if you have a Flex Friday, I mean, nothing incredible, but I'm sure we can find something. So we got Kyrie Irving under 5.5 rebounds. So again, like so many people are like, they love to look at, that's not what I want to look at. I want to look at rebounds. So we want to look at Kyrie Irving. So many people like to look at these last 5 grabs. Oh, he's going to go over this game because like every game is different. Everything is baked into the market. If it weren't, right, there would be opportunity. Like if the price of a stock wasn't fair and Facebook should actually be worth $400, every hedge fund would buy it until the price was $400, right? Like it's not just like there's these huge inconsistencies in the market. Like if Kyrie Irving should be favored to go over, he would be favored to go over because every sharp bettor, because his under's favored, would bet his over at an underdog price until his over was favored. So you can see here, it's like, okay, all these books, Fliff, FanDuel, DraftKings, like all these books have Kyrie Irving's under as like a minus 150 favorite. So that's a great play to go with. And then we got Julius Randle. So again, this is a good option if you haven't already used your, 5-pick flex play or your protected play, your risk-free bet of $20. So if you haven't already used that, we'll build a slip for it. And hopefully we can find some pretty good plays. So let's go back here. Sheesh. So Tyus Jones over 4.5 assists, right? It's very simple. Like the market's moving. All these books have Jones heavily favored to go over 4.5 assists. So it's like, okay, I don't think I'm smarter than a bunch of billion-dollar sports books and the aggregate opinion of the market. The market, again, is based on supply and demand. Where are bets coming in? Where are profitable customers placing bets? These sports books aren't stupid. They all have Tyus Jones heavily favored, minus 145 favorite to go over. His over is more likely. PrizePicks, they give you the same payout if you take his over or his under. So we want to take the over. But anyways, so you can see this, so we just bet this under at plus 100. It still looks incredible at minus 110. Anyways, so Derek Lively, a lot of times, you see these lines really start to move as you get closer to game time. So like Fliff just moved the line to minus 120 from minus 130. And that actually looks like there's pretty dang good value on Lively under 22.5 PRAs. So what we can do is go to the Mavericks game, right? And we can lock in this and just kind of create a diversified portfolio. That's how I think about it. And it sounds crazy, but I literally think about myself as like running my own hedge fund. I have this portfolio of bets. Every play has a mathematical edge. Not every bet's going to win, but over the course of the long run, if all my plays actually have a mathematical advantage, a mathematical edge, we'll see more green, then, we'll make money. So anyways, let's go back here to PrizePicks and let's reload this. And, hopefully we can find some plays on PrizePicks. So what I can do is we can filter out Fliff for a sec while we try to find some final PrizePicks plays to go with. So it's like, okay, we got Desmond Bane under 5.5 rebounds. So once again, it's like, all these books have slightly different models. They're taking slightly different action, but they all have Bane heavily favored to go under 5.5 rebounds, right? So, are any of these plays in the same game? So we have Kyrie Irving under. And then we have Julius Randle under. I mean, a lot of unders in this slip for sure. And lines are really moving. Like, look at this play. That just, whoa, this play looks even better. So if you take a look at this, right, we want to take him under 10 rebounds plus assists. But let's look at the odds real quickly. Let's look at his rebounds plus assist line. And try to move quickly before the line moves. So we don't want to take two Grizzlies players to go under in rebounds. I mean, that doesn't make a ton of sense. But what we can do is what I'll do is I'm going to lock in this play. And again, like I always recommend, just try to move as quickly as you can. PrizePicks, look at this. We were trying to bet his under 10. They rip him down to 9.5. All the other books have his line at 9.5. DraftKings has the line at 9.5 with the under favored. However, this line is still available on ParlayPlay. Obviously, PrizePicks is the more popular platform, but I mean, still, who really cares what's popular? It depends on what makes money. But anyways, they just bumped two of these lines on us, which is pretty frustrating. But we still have three good picks. I'm trying to move as quickly as I can. Hopefully some of you maybe were able to get it in. Ooh. So here, his rebounds play, though, still has value. So if we go here, and we can just kind of take a look at the market, right? We want to take him under 8 rebounds. We got Kyrie under, right? So these plays overall make sense. Like, you know, all the other fantasy sites, Underdog, JockMKT, they have his line at 7.5. All the sports books have his line at 7.5. So it's like, okay, this seems like, you know, a pretty dang good play to go with. Okay. And then we got one final play, which is going to be in the NHL. And again, I'm trying to move quickly. Is Jack Hughes to not score a goal? So let's take a look at this. Jack Hughes to not score a goal. Okay, so, you know, this seems pretty good. Bo Nix's line has been dropping. His passing yards line, 319.5 here. Obviously, I have this in a previous slip. But anyways, let's kind of lock this in. PrizePicks, oh, you've made too much money off us. We're only going to give you a max of $25. It's like, okay. Maximum daily amount is $4,000. They're making up fucking excuses to not let me place my bet. What the heck? Only going to let me bet $15. It's not that I don't like the picks. I'm not confident. That's just what they're giving me. So here you can see we got, you know, 5 good picks on PrizePicks. Looks like the most random slip of all time, but if that's where the value is, that's where the value is. So we can go back here. We can add in Fliff as well. And maybe we'll find some new plays. So this happens again a lot of time. We already locked in, right? Iowa State DePaul, you know, under 133.5 at plus 130. But a lot of times you'll see if there's value on one play, there's value on another play. So, you know, under 134.5, plus 115 here. Pinnacle, sharpest book, minus 102, minus 119 is their market. You remove the VIG. You know, what's the true odds with the VIG removed? Plus 107.61. You know, so we're getting odds above the true odds with the VIG removed, the spread removed from the sharpest book, right? The way that books work is they, you know, they have models that calculate here's what we think the odds should be, and then they add in a spread called the VIG, the juice. Just like a stockbroker. I think this stock is worth $100. I'll bid $98. I'll sell it for $102. Buy for $98, sell for $102. The fair price when you remove the spread, according to that stockbroker, would be $100, the midpoint. But anyways, let's go back to this Iowa DePaul game. And we want to lock in the under 134.5 at plus 115. So all these stupid little logos. So we want to go here, and then we want to go here, right? And just even knowing how to navigate these books quickly. You know, when I used to be a trader, it's like speed is important. Being able to get down the good trades quickly, you know, being able to get in quickly. And it really is the same thing in sports betting, like knowing like, okay, like go to this alternate score category. All that stuff's really important. So 1, 2, 3, all these bets we've already hit. If we want to just keep doubling down, I mean, again, like this happens all the time, right? is if a book is screwing up one total, there's a good chance they're screwing up the other totals, right? Derek Lively, there's a good chance if Fliff is offering too much value on one under, they're going to be offering too much value on another under for Derek Lively as well, which you can see is exactly what they're doing. So we want to take his under 2.5 assists at minus 145, and this will be our next pick. So if we kind of go back here, it's like, okay, what do we have open on Fliff from these live streams? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a bunch of different plays. So let's see what else is out there. Damn, so there's some good arbitrage bets as well. Again, arbitrage is a great strategy. You got to move quickly. You've probably seen how quick some of these lines can move on PrizePicks, Underdog Fantasy. Honestly, there's still, a decent amount of lines available on Underdog Fantasy, a decent amount of value. But arbitrage, right, is when books get so out of sync, you can bet, all books set their own odds. Caesars has Barrett over 19.5 at minus 148. FanDuel's plus 102. That's a 50-cent difference. Like, these books are huge differences, right? So arbitrage is just when these books get so out of sync that you can bet the over. You can play the over on one book, the under on another book, and make a risk-free profit. I used to get home from work and literally just hit arbitrage bets the entire night. So it's pretty simple, like, 102, 108. So you can follow an arbitrage calculator exactly. But even if you just think about this intuitively, like, you're getting underdog odds on both sports books, right? So, it doesn't really make sense. You can bet it's like being able to bet Washington as the underdog and Oregon as the underdog. One of these bets, obviously RJ Barrett's he's going to go over or he's going to go under. This is arbitrage betting. Got to move quickly. So if he goes over, let's just say your unit size is $250. You can obviously scale up your arbitrage bets, 250, 500, whatever, anyways. So essentially, like, okay, let's say it's $250. If he goes over on FanDuel, you're up 250 times 1.02. You're up $255, and you lose $250 on Caesars. If you just put 250 on the over and the under on these two books, due to this massive discrepancy, you're day trading the books. It's kind of like if you could buy Facebook at $300 on Fidelity and sell it at $400 on E-Trade. Of course, that's never going to happen, but that's essentially what you're doing. So you would make $5 if he goes over, right? You're getting underdog odds. So you're betting 250 to win 255 on FanDuel. You lose 250 on Caesars. On the other hand, if he goes under, you lose 250 on FanDuel. On Caesars, we win 250 times 1.08, 270. So your net profit is always going to be positive. You are day trading the sports books. And all you got to do is play some fucking bets. Like, this doesn't take a long time to do, and you're making risk-free money. That is arbitrage betting. It's when two books get so out of sync with their odds that you can bet the over on one book, the under on another book, and make a risk-free profit. It's a very effective strategy, especially if you don't like to have a ton of risk for your betting strategy. So we got some NFL plays popping up. Brevin Jordan under 2.5 receptions. But we can go back to Underdog Fantasy, and maybe there's some other plays we can lock in. So some of these bets I've already placed on the previous live stream. So I'm not going to be able to bet them again. Underdog Fantasy, they only allow me at least to place one bet. So look at this play. ParlayPlay, it's obviously not the most popular book in the world, but we can place a quick little play. Is if we go to rebounds plus assists, right? Let's kind of take a look at the market, take a look at the data, right? All the fantasy sites have the line at 9.5. All the sports books have the line at 9.5, and most of them have the under favored, right? DraftKings, not only do they have the line lower at 9.5, but they have the under favored or juiced. What are they doing with the line at 10? I have no idea, but it's like, okay, that seems like a great play to go with. They also have Bo Nix. I mean, we are all over Bo Nix's under, but I guess it's just going to be a Bo Nix fade day. Under 329.5 passing yards, right? It's like they just have a lot of value in general. Crazy. So Jokic under 31.5. Oh my God. Anyways, we got Jokic under 31.5. We got Rachaad White. So you look at Rachaad White, it's like all these other books have his line at 68.5 rushing yards. You know, ParlayPlay has his line at 62.5. So this is really the benefit of having multiple books is you never know which book is going to, screw up on a given day. Man, and have good bets and have value. So they also have this play on Jordan available under 2.5 receptions. And, we got Paulo under 34.5 PRAs. All the other books have his line at 33.5. So it's like, okay, that's not what I wanted to do. And this is what we want to place. So they're probably the slowest to line movements. And they have the same payout as PrizePicks for these 6-pick flex plays. So any play winning above 54.2% of the time is going to be profitable. Their 7-pick entries are a little bit higher EV, but honestly, whatever. Like they're pretty similar. 6 picks versus 7 picks, no insurance on ParlayPlay. So we can just lock in this slip quickly. And then go back to Fliff and be like, okay, what's the deal? And let's see if there's any other plays available. So this line just keeps getting worse. I mean, we bet it on the live stream earlier, and again, like there is a difference, right? This value really matters long-term in terms of your ROI, right? Nobody wins every bet. Like getting minus 140 versus minus 150. Minus 150 still seems like a pretty damn good price on Fliff, but like, you can see like a lot of the value's gone away. They used to have it minus 140 when we gave it out on the previous live stream. But I mean, Pinnacle, sharpest bookmaker, they've crashed us all the way down to minus 182. Caesars crashing all the way down to minus 199. So anyways, we got college football starting in 5 minutes. Crazy. So maybe another PrizePick slip. So let's go back here. Okay. So no more Bo Nix. I mean, we have been all over that play. But let's try to see if it's like, okay, I really view it as diversifying a portfolio. If there's good bets on, if there's a bunch of good bets in a day, I'll place a bunch of bets in a day. I got no problem placing a bunch of bets in a day. And you can see esports lines are starting to drop for tomorrow. So college football, we obviously got a lot of college football tomorrow, but we also got esports. Anyways, we want to take Tyus Jones over 4.5, right? We like this under 8 rebounds. So a lot of value on his under. I mean, maybe there were some lineup shifts in the game. I'm not exactly sure. But let's take a look. Right? All the other fantasy sites, sports books have the line at 7.5. It's like, what are you doing, PrizePicks? What are you doing? Anyways, what are these NFL plays we wanted to lock in? We can just filter out Fliff for a second, zone in on PrizePicks, and try to see if we can find some good bets. So we have Tatum over 4.5 assists. I'm already on this play on Fliff. Also, how are they such big favorites? I don't know. But what we can do is we can go to Jordan under 2.5 receptions. That's a play we for sure want to be on, right? It's the highest profit margin play. Obviously, like PrizePicks has fixed payouts. The plays that are more likely to win are better, right? So like Pinnacle, steaming, sharpest book, they've ripped them all the way down to being the minus 162 favorite to go under. So again, I don't use Pinnacle. It's not a book that's legal in the United States. It's not even legal in this country, but it's known to be one of the sharpest books, smartest books. So you look at their odds as a source of information, right? Just like as a stock trader, you use a Bloomberg terminal to see information, to see data. Anyways, let's go here. We want Stafford under 20.5 completions. And this is looking to be a beautiful slip and no Bo Nix in this slip. So we're switching it up for a change. But I do want to move quickly because, again, they will move things on us. Rachaad White, so I can't imagine Rachaad White being favored to score a touchdown, but I could be wrong. So PrizePicks has been moving these touchdown plays a little slower or a little faster than they usually do. But you can see, like, White, he's favored to not score a touchdown, but not a huge favorite. So it's not like there's crazy value on him. I mean, yeah. What else do we like? Fuck it. Maybe we just add in one esports play for 6 a.m. tomorrow. Do we want to take an under? Or do we want to take an over? So maybe we take the over. And again, esports, you don't have as many data points. There's just not as many books posting lines. The markets aren't as active, as liquid, which kind of sucks, but, there's still a lot of opportunity. Oh, fuck, these assholes aren't even going to let me bet again. I completely forgot about it. You hit your max of, like, your maximum daily amount is $4,000. Like, this era, I don't even know what it means. But long story short, I think all these picks are good on PrizePicks. By far, probably the best one is Bismack under 8 rebounds. I mean, this plays clear as day, right? It's like, all these books, right? Everything's baked into the market. Lineups, injuries, everything. Sharp action. Where are the smart people betting? All these books have his line lower at 7.5. All the other fantasy sites. So that's information to us. And PrizePicks isn't even going to let me bet more today. Little shitheads. So we can go to Underdog Fantasy. And maybe there's some value on Underdog Fantasy. Beat up PrizePicks too bad. Only got a max daily amount, low betting limits. Like, these books will do everything to screw you, which is why, I love sports betting, but it's just hard. It's just annoying because especially some of these books, they have worse betting limits than others. Like, I've never seen a book. PrizePicks has to be the first sports book to limit the amount you can bet per day just because you're beating them. And I haven't even bet $4,000 today. Like, if you take a look, I bet 20, 20, 25. I don't even know if I bet 20, 20, 25. So 65, 85. I bet $100 today. So it doesn't even make sense. It doesn't even line up. But if that's the way they want to play it, that's the way they want to play it. So any other plays? I mean, any other plays we're in love with on PrizePicks? So let's go back here and let's find some plays on Fliff. And again, depending on where you're located, there's 215 sportsbooks on OddsJam. There's opportunities on all of them. There's opportunities to make money. So all these bets we've already hit. So we kind of I call it clearing out the board. We've hit a lot of the good bets. These are pretty low profit margin, whatever. Go to DraftKings. It's like, I'll check out the arbitrage tool. Okay, word. Is there any risk-free money I can make? Looks like that other play moved. But anyways, enjoy the games. I know they're starting now. I got money on New Mexico State. So root for New Mexico State plus 11. And thanks so much for your time.